Hey guys, maybe next time here. Back from a little break. I didn't play a lot of Constructed because we qualified for the Mythic Championship qualifier weekend, whatever this thingy is right here. If it loads, this thingy. We qualified for that like a month ago. So last season we just kind of took it easy, as you can see by my ranks. So this season we are back. We are testing for the Mythic qualifier weekend, and we are testing for the Star City Games event, which I'm also qualified for 4-0ing a league of theirs. So we are going to play a couple matches, maybe a match with Sidetrack, who's a popular streamer, his version of Bant. So this list is pretty cool because of a few things. So it has a lot of the fundamental categories of blue light control and ramp mixed together. But it's a lot more blue light control, hence the absorbs, hence the 3 Narsets, even this ECD hanging out here, some Shark Typhoons, and the Safaris. It's a lot more uh, blue light control than it is Bant. And on top of that, we also get the payouts from Bant. So we get the Uros, we get the Hadroid Craxai, we get the ramp cards, and then we also get Nisa. So Nisa is obviously in combination with Hadroid Craxus, like super, super, super good. And then our top end, we're going to have Ugin. So out of Amonkhet Remastered, we are going to be getting the cycling lands now. So these lands allow us to play a lot more lands because we're going to be able to cycle. So whenever, and I've gotten excited and I've made so many card piles, I don't even have my lands anymore. So they allow us to cycle. So we have these and we have irrigated farmland as well. So irrigated farmland, same thing, it is going to let us cycle blue, white, or cycle. So our mana base is going to consist of a bunch of a bunch of lands, only 3 basics because there's nothing to really punish you. There's no like blood moon effect, no price of progress. So there's nothing to like punish you for going over, X amount of basic lands. You may want more just because of Uro, but we're only playing 3 Uro. Uro, probably the best card in Historic, so it's debatable if you want 4. In this list, I'm just playing it as Sidetrack made it, so maybe. I did make one small concession, which is I'm playing more Grafdigger's Cages than Rest in Peace. The reason being that I just like the 1 mana a little more, and I think the decks that I want Grafdigger or I want this like anti-graveyard effect against are typically aggressive decks, and I like to get this out earlier. Rest in Peace might be better. Maybe I should have more. 4 Dovin's Veto against the control decks. 2 more Wrath of Gods to come in against the aggressive deck, so we finish out the playset. 3 Shifting Triceratops. This card is a house in the ramp mirror to the point where I might just want 4. All the blue, white, and ramp games I won were like literally on the back of this guy. This guy is super, super strong. I might want 4 over the Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon's still like great, obviously, but I'm just not sure on a split here because I think that maybe I want this in another place. But we're already boarding out. Like this deck is so good against everything that we don't want to board out a ton of cards. So like against control, what can we board out? Well, against control, we actually might even board down Uros because they're main phase card. Board down Ugins and like maybe an ECD and then maybe like the Wrath and then because we want to board in 4, 7, 8. So anyways, this is sidetrack versions of Bant. I'll play it in a round or two. This is, I think, probably a contender for like best deck in the format right now, but obviously got a long way to go, so we'll see. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, follow me on Twitter. Maybe next time _HS. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We are going to be posting a video a day, so I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks so much. Hey guys, maybe next time here. Very keepable hand. Our opponent mulligans, and we will be off to the races. This Hollowed Fountain's going to turn on both of our check lands here. So we will play this tap first. Then on 2, we'll just absorb likely. Or I mean, not absorb, explore. We will mull to 5. in Historic. I've noticed that these decks do mulligan quite frequently. It looks like we are in what will be probably a pseudo mirror. I do like these lands actually quite a bit, having now seen them. I guess I like the white one the most. He does not play anything. Doesn't really matter too much what land we play there. Both are going to kind of do the same things here. Alright, so we'll just pass. Now, we do have double G Spiral Runo. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. We kind of have like 2 draws to find one more land here. Nisa also, or I mean Narset being quite good here. I would like to find one more because it will allow us to go Narset with backup here, correct? Blue, 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 yep. So let's go blue, blue, leaving up Absorb mana. Although, I could Nisa and leave up Absorb mana. Huh. Maybe that's correct, right? Blue, blue, white. So, he can't recur Uro next turn. What's the best thing he can do next turn? Nisa? The problem with this, though, is if he's playing... Yeah, the problem I see with this line is if he's playing Ether Gust, I don't get to leave up... If he's playing Gust, I don't get to leave up my mana I want. And then what would happen is, say if he is Gust plus Nisa, then I would actually be in a little bit of trouble. So I find in games like this where I'm ahead, instead of trying to do the most powerful thing I can possibly do, I should do the thing that leads to me winning the highest percentage of the time. And I think had I played Nisa, just right off the bat there, that sure, some percentage of the time I probably win, but I think there's also a percentage of the time that I get blown out there, so I would rather not get blown out. Yeah, same thing here. We're just going to shark. No point in getting blown out quite yet. Yeah. The hell just concede. Like, I have more aggressive lines, but I just didn't, there was no reason for us to push our aggressive lines there. So, in the mirror match here, I like these 8 cards. So that's a lot of cards, though. So what don't I like? I don't like Wog, for sure. I don't know how I feel about Ugin. The real problem is I don't think I have 8 cards I want to take out, so maybe Triceratops is just not that good here. Maybe I'm overvaluing the it's Ceratops. It's not Triceratops. It's Shifting Ceratops. Oh, and it only has 2. No, it has the 3rd horn. It has 3 horns. Yeah, and this isn't a Ceratops, it's a Triceratops. Okay. We want to cut one more card, and I'm almost in for it being Uro here. So, like, I mean, if he has Uros and Crackseye, I don't know. But, like, in the old Flash kind of, like, wreck mirrors and stuff like that, you would cut your Uros because you didn't want to tap out on your turn. And I think it's kind of something similar here. How do I feel about this, man? My opponent's mulligan, I'm on the drive, no white, but I have these. Yeah, we're in for this. This is what we signed up for, I suppose, right? Cool. Play this, because it'll give us the option, at least, to... ooh, that's pretty bad for me. Not gonna lie, that was quite bad for me. At least we're ramping. I don't really have a way to deal with this other than, yeah, just don't really have a way to deal with it. It's just a really good card this is a misplay, probably. Feels like I should have done something better with my mana there, but we don't get punished because we draw the island, but I should have played the forest, tapped correctly, and then, yeah. I'm not going to veto that. I just need to find an answer to this. I guess my answers are Teferi, and what else? Teferi. Yeah, I could board and rip, I suppose. 5? Tamayo. Certainly don't want Tamayo messing around here. Looks like he has Mystical Dispute. Something to keep in mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and Growth Spiral here. Boom, 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 boom. So one thing that I think quite frequently is that your life total doesn't matter a ton in these matchups, and it's way better in my opinion. Oh, he had a sensor cycle. It's way better, especially when he is going to be able to play the long game much better than me now. I think it's a lot better for me to be the aggressor. Sure. Because he is going to get to do stuff like a lot better than me with this Search for Us content now. So let's just cycle for 3. See what we get. That wasn't very good. So interestingly, if I cycle here, 2, 4, so I can actually do this. I can actually cycle this, play Uro, and then still have Veto back up, which I don't think is going to be the worst here. Especially given this situation where I need to be super aggressive. At least here he's going to have to tap like a bunch of his mana to play. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to veto that. And if he Uros, we do have this ECD, which is nice. Ooh, and another shark. Okay, well, maybe we're doing okay here. Because he might want to just Uro instead of activating, which honestly kind of makes sense. I guess if he has a land, though, he can do both. Yeah. Which he's kind of likely to have, right? He's kind of likely to have it. Huh. Taps incorrectly. Seems good. Get punished. Should I assume he's a good player? No, I don't like assuming he's a good player. I guess I have to, though, right? Wow, okay, so one card can't be absorbed. It could be veto, though. You know what? We're going to go for it. It might be veto. It could be dispute still. I guess I could have done this pre-combat, but I mean, I wanted to see what I drew, A. He is. Search up. Meh. Let's just present him with a lethal attack and see what he does. Like, he has to have something. Okay. So he has to have... He has to have settle, I guess. which he could have. Okay, so he's a big shark. It's fine. Do I have answers to big shark at instant speed? I don't think so. So I'll let it resolve. I could cycle if I'm going to cycle anyway. What? Oh my god. Talk about bad players. You have to mention me, I suppose. So that was rough. See, that was a rough play. Okay, that's quite good. Yeah, that was some rough play there, man. Jesus. Alright. Some real rough play. Is this an escaped Uro or a regular Uro? Either way, it takes me off lethal next turn, but that's okay. I'm not going to waste like a ton of time countering that. So many lands, so many lands. The optimal strategy is to put a loyalty counter on the Uro when you know it's dying. And sometimes, even if you don't think it's dying, I guess. Depending on where your optimal level of fun in the game is. Yeah, I guess it's correct to always plus here. If he has another shark, he has another shark. Well, spells are not resolving in this matchup here. I can say that much. He could have a shark. Jesus, he had a shark. Okay, well. He had a shark, I guess. The likelihood of me winning here is getting quite dim, I should say. Yeah, the likelihood of me getting out of this one is pretty rough. Because he is active Escanta now. I guess the redeeming factor for me being that I have 3 absorbs and he's at 4. And I have an Uro coming out next turn, and none of his spells are going to ever resolve. But he does have, like, infinite mana, and he's drawing 2 cards a turn, with one of them, like, a spell. Sure. Well, it's a pretty good draw. That is a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one, too. He doesn't know I don't have another ECD, so I might as well do it that way. It's a pretty good draw as well. I'd rather play the instant speed one and then be able to like untap with the big one if I need to. That way, if he like plays a Wrath of God or something, like a WOG effect, I still have room to breathe here. That's quite good, but not going to be good enough. What is this? 7. Life, cheat, hit QQ, tap all your mana, see how much you have, and then make a big shark. Cool. There we go.